So we're gonna listen to. I'm gonna take um, Eboni K. Williams' recommendation. She was like, "Hey, you guys didn't watch the entire video I did with Iyanla Vanzant." So okay, fine. I found the whole entire interview, and we're gonna break it down piece by piece.
Iyanla Vanzant, we are so blessed to have you here with us today on the Griot. I want to start, dear, with something that we share, which is that we are both attorneys by trade. You are a lawyer, you have a legal background, and as women in the law, Iyanla, do you believe that lens, that legal lens, informs our perspective and the way we show up in the world as women?
Oh, absolutely.
That is the most. I ain't gonna lie. That's the most dumbest random question ever. But this is the thing. Women have they have to do this kind of elitism, in these type of circles, just so you would know that they mean something. They're relevant in the community, even though you've never seen them in the community. Yeah, it's this constant worship is so tiresome.
And that's why I got out.
And what she's doing now, bullshit.
Very masculine, very intellectual, almost stripped and robbed of humanity. It really shows the dichotomy between the letter of the law and the spirit of the law.
Now she's just reduced to talking about metaphysical bullshit. And and what's the thing is that unless you niggas can tell me that I'm wrong, y'all were bigging up Iyanla. But is she feminine? Like, does she turn you on? Does she like you make like okay, she may be 54 or whatever, but I'm like, bro, I can see the femininity in her, bro. She's like, what do you get that from her?
And for me, it just didn't feed my soul. And so I had to get out.
I feel that, and I do feel that I might have...
It wasn't making no money. Doing the Oprah thing, that got more controversy, that got her noticed, that put her on the spot. It had nothing to do with the bullshit she was talking about. The thing is, it probably didn't make any money. She probably, got kicked out or something, unless you guys know, but 9 times out of 10, she found better money and success working with Oprah.
On a date or two, Iyanla, that we are not in a courtroom, Eboni. You can put the gavel down, and I do feel it can spill over into the way I show up in my womanhood, which is really the center of this conversation today, Iyanla. We want to discuss masculine energy, feminine energy. I do want to start with kind of
it's really funny how these YouTube conversations have hit celebrities because they're realizing that their topics or their perspectives, like, people don't care about it. People only care about it if it's like outrage. And I'll admit, this is clickbait bullshit. This is clickbait bullshit. And 9 times out of 10, they were looking for this type of controversy. That's why they were talking about femininity and black women getting their femininity and their masculine energy and all that bullshit. This has been a topic for really before the Kevin Samuels thing. This has been a topic for 10 years. And celebrities and these people in the writing room, they're looking at YouTube videos and the conversations being made because no one cares about celebrity gossip anymore. No one cares about, oh man, it's a little scrappy. Who's he dating now? They've run the love and hip hop scenario through the ground, and no one really cares about celebrity gossip anymore.
News framing, which is that women's rights across the country, especially black women's rights, they're under attack. Lots of laws are banned. Abortions, they are regulating what...
Funny, you guys are running to abortions, but also in the same breath, you will say that abortions are against your humanity or your belief in Christ, but will also be lesbians who need black sperms for some odd reason.
Can and cannot do with our bodies. What do you think happens for black women when this type of siege is at play?
If you find femininity abortions to be linear, you're a fucking idiot.
We don't feel we have anyone to protect us?
Oh, that's an easy one because you guys are hard to deal with. You know, I can say something really nasty, but I really don't really think it's necessary. But you guys are not fun and pleasant to deal with. And you guys take actually protection for granted. And this has led to the death of many black men who fought and wasted their time trying to protect your dumbass. So, no, we are not interested.
Right. Well, the first thing I think we do is we go into anger. We go into anger without a clear ask. Doesn't make sense to be angry unless you got to ask. What is it that you're asking for? People can say anything in the world, but that doesn't mean that they get a right to do it. It doesn't mean that they get a right to affect you. But because so many of us are programmed and conditioned and educated to...
And the thing is, Iyanla Vanzant can talk and she can sound good and she can sound like a female wannabe Kevin Samuels and all that shit. But the thing is, she will never really, talk about really or try to beat it to women's head. It's just, hey, shut the fuck up and listen to black men.
Think like men. We respond like men.
Actually, I would change that. I would say she would never tell women to shut the fuck up. Maybe she has. Maybe I'm wrong. But I'm kind of waiting. And let me just wait. Let me just go. I think I'm getting a little too ahead of myself.
I don't mean two-legged beast. I mean in the masculine energy, and it becomes competitive. It becomes aggressive. It becomes against them.
What Ebony played right into Iyanla's hands because she came through with that masculine energy bullshit. Oh, we're both in the law field and we got out of it because it's so racist. It's too many men. It's corrupt and we want nothing to do with it and we like the superstar life. But we're so educated and professional. Like, that's some masculine shit. The fact that a woman even had to go to another woman to do that type of shit is really pathetic. Like no one wants to, people. The world has gotten tired of you guys bragging about shit, only to want to be kept women who want to drive Lambos all day and don't even want to work. The world has literally, the Western America has literally gotten tired of women at this point. We're not interested in giving you a soft life. We're not interested in protecting you. We're not even really interested in being around you.
And that's not who we are as women. It just isn't. And I think for black women, particularly for us, the way that we've been programmed and conditioned and educated in the society to expect less, to accept less, to be angry and to complain.
No. Oh, shit.
To be angry and to complain.
I hear you articulating
even if that's create the demand. Oh, no, not here. Authentic self, our authentic power. To be angry and to complain, but to not really step into our authentic self, our authentic power as women, and create what we want, even if that's create the demand. Oh no, not here, not today.
Okay, I hear you articulating Iyanla's masculine energy traits.
What did she say earlier?
The way that we've been programmed and conditioned and educated in the society to expect less, to accept less, to be angry and to complain.
Well, women expecting less is something that they prefer. We all, as dudes, especially productive black men, we've watched women be enthusiastic with mediocre dudes. And I ain't talking about mediocre dudes who drive buses. I'm talking about mediocre dudes who hang out in the corner, don't do shit, don't go to school, don't do anything. And they're doing the most for them. And what black women will fucking do to guarantee no fail is that they will make all the excuses in the world that them dealing with Ray Ray and Pookie was their only option in life. And I'm like, whoa. You the same chick that rejected my homeboy but my homeboy is doing is working for XYZ company making XYZ money. So don't fix your mouth talking about that was all you had to deal with between Ray Ray and Pookie and a dude you failed to remember you rejected, a couple years ago. So don't even play with me with that shit. Y'all deserve less because y'all are yet to even prove to why you even need the protection, why you need a soft life to even fucking begin with. I'm still confused on why you even fix your mouth all the time in these conversations about what you guys deserve. And I'm like, you don't even give us shit to work with.
But to not really step into our authentic self, our authentic power as women, and create what we want, even if that's create the demand. No, not here, not today.
Okay, I hear you articulating, Iyanla, this masculine energy traits, the competitiveness, the assertiveness. Tell me how you would frame feminine traits. Aggressive.
Grace. Yeah, aggressive, not assertive. It's okay for a woman to be assertive. Grace, first of all.
I
think
don't
we've
think
lost
so.
our grace. We move in such a harsh and hard way. Grace, compassion, nurturing, nourishing, elegance. How about majesty? How about
Nah, we're not doing Dion, let's stop all this bullshit. Because all you're doing is applying soft words to masculine traits that black women naturally already do. Oh, majestic. Nurture. Like, no. Because you lost me with all that majestic shit. These are regular, everyday women. They're not angels. They're for sure they ain't no damn angels. These are just regular women. They have yet to even give us anything to work with for me to even describe them as queens, magical, or goddesses, or any of that bullshit. Y'all have gave me zero to work with. So I don't even understand why you're using these little soft words to make women do backflips and have word orgasms and shit. It's like that. No, come on, no. No, the black women are on not even default standards. They on demo standards. We're still working with a demo bitch right here, man.
How about holiness? This is not a language.
Oh hell no, you bitches are definitely ain't holy. You bitches, all right, you know damn well.
Coming out of most women's mouths, but they'll talk about being a boss, being a diva, being in charge, and see of us. Are either not.
And when Tommy Sotomayor was talking about how masculine women were, see, you guys don't give him his flowers, do you? But now who's the simp? Now who's the simp? Oh, Tariq Nasheed. Now who's afraid to talk about black women? That's me going a little off topic. That's a little me going off topic.
In our throne as queens, or we're in the throne.
You're not queens. You're not on a throne. You are Keisha from South Central who is working at McDonald's as a fry cook.
It's crooked. Meaning we're in the throne and we don't really know how to hold that place.
What throne? You guys are not. See, you're putting. It's still masculine. Because you guys aren't queen. Because you guys don't see things as a king and queen. You just see yourself as some universal object of a queen without a king in some odd kingdom bullshit. And it's like, just stop it. You do not have thousands of servants worshiping your every footstep. You are Keisha from South Central.
Aggressiveness and demanding and attachment, and it's killing us. It really is.
So in a recent interview with our dear friends over at the Breakfast Club, that went very viral for very good reason, you said that women are being trained to be men in skirts. I will acknowledge, I will say I was triggered. I was a hit dog, and I holla to the entire production team to get you here today, because I actually think you're right. I think you're right, Iyanla.
But you're only saying that because she's a woman. That's the only reason why you're saying she's right, but you don't really agree with her. You're only saying that because she's a woman. But if this was Kevin Samuels, if this was Tommy Sotomayor, if this was the Angry Man, Sergeant Willie Pete, Minister Jap, if this was any of those guys, Austin Holloman, if this was any other dude, you would be angry, ready to punch them in the face. And you probably wouldn't even be hollering to get them on your show. You would just talk shit about them behind their back. So I don't even know why you're pretending. This is how fake women are. This is why a lot of you bitches are always caught up in fistfights, because the fakeness can only go so far.
That I'll just speak for myself vulnerably. When I think of a masculine posture and what I would expect a man to do in my life, two things come top of mind, and they are provide and they are protect.
Not my responsibility, not his responsibility.
And when my lived experience, and I think I'm still relatively young, I guess, but I'm 40 in September. So, you know, I've had some relationships, and I've yet to find a man who has shown, I mean, this includes even my father, who was absent. I've yet to have a male energy that provided or protected me consistently.
Here comes that masculine energy, that annoying modern woman energy. I didn't find such in my life, and you men, whether I like you or not, you need to step up to the plate and do X, Y, Z. How about no? That's not how I move.
So I think that I have taken on the reins to protect and provide for myself, because what I'm not going to do, Iyanla.
Wow, adulting? Wow.
Without, baby, is not happening.
Be without more.
So that would be without protection, and be without the necessities of life.
Okay.
But I say that.
And this is, when it comes to, this is the same chick, and she's from New York. This is the same chick who will be anti-gun whenever there's a fucking mass shooting in some lowly school in Minnesota, and then talking about we need to get AR-15s off the street of Chicago. Like, this is one of those dummy Democratic nuts right here, talking points, and then had the nerve to be talking about protection. Like, okay, with what? With what? My hands?
An invitation, Iyanla, check me. Show me the error of my ways. Tell me how I might be missing it, because I might be.
Okay.
But she couldn't do this when Kevin Samuels was alive. Notice that.
I too am an alpha woman, so I understand.
Get the fuck. I told you, Iyanla Vanzant is still a dude. All right, that goofy energy, because women still, black women especially, still need to have that feeling of being better than somebody. They can't. They have to. They have to. That it's instinctual in their personality. That's why she's talking about she's an alpha woman. But yet, no alpha man is like putting her like, oh my God, Iyanla Vanzant. You're Iyanla. You're not on nobody's wall. You are not someone. You are not on. You. No one is idolizing you or falling or seeing you in a sexual way. Even when you was 30, or even back when in the 90s, nobody was seeing you in the sexual. People were seeing you as a crazy nut African witch doctor. That's all they saw you as, man. So this is, even with Iyanla trying to school Eboni about femininity and shit, it's still about being better than you. Alpha, I'm an alpha. What the fuck is an alpha woman? Okay, alpha woman, go to Russia and go fight. Oh, that's not what I do. That's not what my femininity is. I thought you was alpha. No, what I mean, blah blah blah. Alpha is that I make certain set of money. I sit looking pretty. Blah 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 blah. But I blah 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 blah. That's all they fucking do.
And what that means, and I tell people all the time, I was a horrible mother. I was a horrible mother. I was a great father.
And this is the person black women are taking advice from, right? A dude. This is a dude in a skirt. To be honest with you, she described herself perfectly.
Well, mother, because I'd never been mothered. So I didn't know how to affirm, how to
So if black women didn't know how to be feminine, why the fuck should I deal with them? They will answer their own question on why black men are running to be passport bro.
how to nourish, how to guide. I knew how to direct, how to demand, how to discipline. And like
You just knew how to nag and scream and cry because you knew if you screamed and cried long enough, people it would force men to do what you need them to do. Because people feel some type of way about seeing a woman crying, bitch.
and protect. Those are masculine energies. And the distinction here is men build, women create. So we know how to build. We know how to get to the external and get the work done and drive and push.
Women know how to what build? No. Oh my God, who's y'all's YouTube research team right here, man? Women know how to build. Okay.
And do it. We don't know how to be still, create it, and allow it to come to us. And I learned that when I lost.
And that's the thing. Even with the white bitches on The View, they still have to find some way to be better than you, and that's their default setting. Is that men are still in this bitch position, but when it comes to a topic that these guys need to push. Oh, let's talk about men making more money than women, and women only making 35 cents to a man's dollar and shit like that.
Everything. I learned how to create because I had already built and it all crumbled. The house, the husband, the job, the contracts, the professional career in the world, stripped of it all. All the attachments, the necessities of life, the creature comforts, until I was stripped down to the bare bone. And then I had to learn how not to build. Build is external. Create is internal. And we as women have the power to create and attract anything we desire.
Wrong. And that's why you guys are alone, bitter, and crazy. Because you think that the world revolves around you. You think this metaphysical bullshit of you thinking about getting this 6-foot guy who has a six pack with the let me short it down. The perfect six. The perfect six dude is the 6 foot, 6 pack, 6-inch, whatever Johnson. You guys keep thinking that you can manifest this perfect six dude. And what happens is that what women are in these spaces are not telling you is that who are they me tooing? Who are these women me tooing? These non-select guys, right? Who have money. You know. But you know, the world doesn't revolve around. They're not getting their perfect six guy. And you know, these chicks are literally running old, thinking this mentality for 20-something years, and now they're burnt out. And now they're having to talk to themselves about dating a guy that works at Walmart or some shit.
But we don't get still. We won't shut up. And we manage everything through fear, control, and survival. Mm-hmm. As opposed to feeling, knowing.
Iyanla, I'm 7 minutes into your bullshit. Why don't you talk about women needing to listen to their man and shut the fuck up for their man? Not for themselves, for their man. You sound cat shit crazy. Just talk about it. You need to do X, Y, and Z what your man tells you to do. You want the protection. You want the creature comforts and all that shit. You listen to that guy. If he has a track record of giving you X, Y, and Z, you keep doing X, Y, Z for his liking ×2. And then next year, you need to put that by, instead of ×2, you need to put that by the power of 2. And you keep building and building onto that to where you get the max results for your max effort. Not this bullshit of just talking, this air talk bullshit.
And blooming or flourishing.
Because no one thinks that you're feminine. Truth be told, no matter how pretty you are, no one thinks you're feminine. No one is rushing to date you. No one is rushing to say, "Oh my God, black women are the most feminine woman in the world." Like no one is saying that shit. That is not something that people. Even when you guys win pageants, it's really out of pity. it's just really out of pity, man. That's why you guys. There's no African country. When you watch show pageants like Mrs. America, I mean not Miss America, Miss Universe, or especially Miss Universe, you're not gonna see an African favorite, African country that's a favorite that's like automatically in the finals. Like for instance, Colombia, that's guaranteed finals. That's guaranteed semifinals. What's the Asian country that's always like guaranteed semifinals? I want to say the Philippines. The Philippines, yeah. You guys don't have that. It's really just a rabbit out the hat choice of like, okay, which token African country are we gonna pick so we won't get canceled? It's like, truth be told, people literally have to struggle to find anything positive to say about you.
Complete different thing. But since we've never been trained, we haven't been taught. So we do it the way we were taught to do it, which is very masculine in nature.
And very external. I feel that you are describing me to a T, Miss Iyanla. Now, is this why you are conducting a rites of passage program so that women, all of black women in particular, can learn to create?
Is Iyanla about to make a school or something? Because I already know those women will, with her talking points, I know those women are going to be more fucked up. They might actually come out to be lesbians, truth be told.
Power. That we can learn the distinction between a powerful woman and a woman in her power. There's a distinction.
Power. Why are you talking about power? Talk about being dainty. Talk about being vulnerable. Talk about letting your guard down. I don't want to hear anything about your goddamn power. I don't want to hear anything to hear about your goddamn femininity. Your not your femininity, but your majesty, your goddessness, your alphaness. Talk about your daintiness. Talk about your vulnerability. Talk about putting your guard down. What the fuck is this shit, man? Like really, you guys literally cannot talk about anything other than being better than someone else, and then you wonder why you're the least desired. I don't. That's something that your fucking alphaness can't do, can it? It can't produce a man, can it? It can't get a man on your level, can it? But you have all of this mouth and talk about bullshit with pseudo Kevin Samuel talking points that sound very terrible and don't even make any flipping sense. But it's like I'm 7 minutes in, I'm almost 8 minutes in, and you're not talking about what men want.
But there are skills and tools and practices and processes that we have to learn. At every age, the 20s have a process, the 30s have a process, the 40s have a 50, 60. We each have a process. And if you don't learn your 20 process, you're going to be doing it at 50. If you don't complete your 30 process, you're going to be doing it at 60. And that means you'll be running on overdrive instead of seated in your power. Yes. And the secrets are there. They come from our culture. They come from our history. But no one has taught us. So me, as a descendant of Africans and Native Americans, I have a very lovely blend and mix. And I just, for a long time, I didn't do it because women in general, they don't want to hear. They think their way is right. And I'm crazy when I say sit down, shut up, and listen, and you can create what you want. They don't want to hear that.
But you're only telling half the story because you're not telling them to sit down and shut the fuck up for a man. And let a man have his say and have him lead. If he's making the money, then you lead and you shut the fuck up and you follow. You're only telling half the shit that makes that sounds good, but you're always leaving out the man part.
Well, I want to hear it. So tell me when the sign up is. I don't want to miss it. Let me know when you're taking registrations because I am curious. Yeah, I had a very lovely single black mother, and I'm going to get to the statistics on single black motherhood and family life. But she was, by definition, more of a father figure in terms of providing and protecting. And I think that's very common.
But you guys were mad at Minister Jap for calling you guys, for making fun of you guys for having transsexualized energy. And you guys literally describe yourselves as dudes. And you wonder why we're taking the passport route. You guys have literally the only dudes you guys have talked about in the 9 minutes of this fucking shit is yourselves. Y'all are dudes, y'all are women, y'all are goddesses, y'all are alpha, y'all are builders. I'm like, it's like, man, you guys shoot yourself in the foot more than I'm afraid to watch the rest of this shit. Because this sounds cat shit crazy.
So according to the U.S. Census, Iyanla, 23% of households in the country are single-parent households, and we know 80% of them are led by women. How does this affect the child? Both little girls, little boys, non-binary children. How does that frame their expectation?
Non-binary? I don't even know why you even brought that bullshit up, because the thing is, you're not going to get what you want when you give people that option to be non-binary and gay. I'm sorry, you're not going to get that option. That's why you guys are also complaining about dudes being gay. I don't even know why you guys even do this shit, man. I don't know why.
Of women, when the mother is in charge.
It all depends on what the mother or the woman demonstrates about being a woman. If she's demonstrating that it's hard and it's rough and nobody's helping me and I gotta do this and you gotta do it this way, then that's what the children are gonna get. If she's angry because she's alone, if she's desperate because if she's not conscious, if she's not careful. I mean, when I look at the damage that I did to my children, not being clear about who I am as a feminine expression of the chief architect and creator.
See, again, the chief architect, like bitch, who is under you? The only person under you is your children. Like, there's no millions of people, in your household waiting for you to wake them up and give them instructions on how to live their life. Iyanla, you are not a feminine woman.
Of the universe. When I understand that I didn't know that and how to tap into that and the damage I did to my children who I love with all my heart. As soon as I discovered how off I was, I confessed it to them and asked them to watch me as I rebuilt who I was. And I'm still very alpha, but I'm in my throne.
Shut the fuck up.
And my crown is straight.
What crown? I don't see any crown on you.
My crown, Dr. Iyanla. Let me ask you this. Let's get to the logistics, though. Let's get to the logistics.
This is why women, especially black women, cannot be taken seriously in relationships, because you have to constantly talk to them like kids. And you have to use this fairy tale language that they're queens with crowns with no kingdom and no king. And I'm like, can we get over this shit? It's not the 90s anymore. Okay? Public Enemy, Public Enemy. Is it Public Enemy? Yeah, Public Enemy is not a thing anymore. Okay? X-Clan is not a thing anymore. Like, we can drop the bullshit now.
We know that black women are earning college degrees faster than anybody else. Many of us are doing like we're doing, Iyanla. We're getting those terminal degrees, those JDs, MD, PhDs. We also are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs, along with Latina women in America. Pew Research said that women are now out-earning men in 22 of the largest cities in America, including where I live, New York, DC, LA, you name it. When we talk, and I know that you've said that you cannot teach a man or tell a man how to be a man, so I will not ask you to indict men in this question. But I do want you to speak, Iyanla, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum,
done them all.
I've done them all, resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Leadership. You know, one thing I did like of what Angry Man when he said was that when it comes to leadership, it's like what war is being fought in the black community that requires some general style Captain America, Optimus Prime leadership. We literally give you bitches instructions every day for fucking free without even our needing for you to be in relationships with us. We're literally on the internet. Even I am doing this. I am giving you instructions on what you can do to make black men's lives easier. And you guys still don't do it. You guys still don't do it. You had Kevin Samuels. You guys refuse to do it. So I don't understand what leadership, what Optimus Prime leadership y'all need. It's not happening, man. It's not happening.
Would you date a bus driver?
Who, me? Yeah, you.
You. Would you date
If he owns the bus. If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about any lady.
You saw that little duck, okay? That duck mouth, okay? Man, if this wasn't a show, she probably, if this was like her little in her realm of Love and Hip Hop. I think she's from Love and Hip Hop, New York or whatever. She would have slapped the shit out of her. This would have been a camera fight.
It's so for playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that.
Because again, that's the defaultness of black boyhood. That's black boyhood defaultness. A nigga that just sits up and play video games all day. Oh God.
And the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved.
That's cap. I don't even know why you even have to stoop that damn low. Why would you need to date a city bus driver from Augusta or from somewhere? For what? What does that have to prove? All that does is him just living under your thumb, and he has to hear about how better you are than him, how she's a builder, how you're a builder, you're a goddess, you're a majestic alpha woman who can do X, Y, Z, and you are just a lowly bus driver. Because what she's gonna tell her man when they're in an argument? Oh, all you are is a bus driver from Augusta. That's all you are. What arguments can he use? He can't use anything. He can't use any talking points or anything that can be used against her. So, it's again, why are black women talking down to us as if we're children to them?
Driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his
mama,
if he treated me with...
Yeah, I don't even know why black women use the, and this is where Iyanla Vanzant shot herself in the foot. What the fuck does loving your mama have to do with it? When you just said yourself you was a terrible mother. Would you also think that some black men, maybe most, had terrible experiences with their own mothers? So how the fuck are you not the litmus test for that? You can run around and say and be proud about how you wasn't a good mother, but yet you hold his relationship with his mother as accountable. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. And you don't even think maybe black mothers are in the wrong because they're masculine. You're answering your own question, but you're not going deep enough. That's the problem.
I would date a bus driver. But we think that it's another human being's responsibility to give us what we need instead of us building together. I can build with a bus driver. I'd have my little stash over on the side in my prenup, but
of course. She's gonna have a prenup because she knows damn well that when she's making all that money, all the millions, and the dude is just living off of a 40,000 paycheck, she knows that if he can do, when he has just as much power to divorce her as she does. She wants that. She don't want that nigga to have what she earned. What he. See, that's why you had to watch the whole motherfucking video. I have to show this to my friend. I have to. I have to. Cause this is gold right here. Let me back this up a little too far. No, that's not what I meant to do. So there was another. Actually, I'll do this later. Fuck it. I ain't gonna worry about it.
So I think some of the responsibility to give us what we need.
Why you want to get a prenup? Because you don't encourage guys to do prenups for their wives. You're gonna always shame them and be like, how come? Well, you trust her, don't you? Why would you marry someone you don't trust? But your bitch self, your alpha-ness knows how to. Yeah, I'm gonna have my own shit over here that he can't touch and he can't combine with his 40,000. Bro, get the fuck out of here, man.
Instead of us building together, I can build with a bus driver. I'd have my little stash over on the side in my prenup, but I can build with a bus driver. So I think some of the criteria that we look for in the reality of today keeps us unhappy, keeps us angry, keeps us imbalanced. And then when the men show up, we want to beat them up because they're not living up to our standards and criteria. And it's not working, beloved. It's just not working. So it's not that it's bad or wrong. It's obsolete. It's obsolete. We have to come up with a new way of being. I don't believe in carrying a man. A man has to do for himself. My son got his first job when he was 9. Okay? Because you're a black man. You will know how to take care of yourself.
9 years old? What? The boy don't get a childhood? He's only 9 years old. What the fuck does he need to be? There's supposed to be child labor laws for that shit. I get it. You want to give him responsibilities, teach him a little bit. But why the fuck do you get to ruin his childhood with responsibilities? Meanwhile, white boys get to do whatever the fuck they want to do. They get to be in the little programs, the little Boy Scouts, have pseudo responsibilities. But you're telling this kid at 9 years old he need to be a fucking grown ass man. Get the fuck out of here, man.
I think the way we measure it, it's just obsolete.
I think that's a factual analysis. For whatever we want, expect, we're told we were going to get, we got to look at the numbers and what's available on the marketplace. So you're certainly not wrong in the analysis. And Iyanla, let's tell the truth and shame the devil. We know what you got in that prenup would never be little. It'll never be small. Child, that's a big old mound of assets. But that's okay.
Of course, and these be the same women talking about earlier about needing generational wealth. Oh.
It's okay. Let's spend a little more time just so we're really clear in this conversation, Dr. Vanzant, difference between masculine energy and feminine energy, because I know that is not necessarily gender assigned, right?
Of course, because they still have to be better with you. So they want to make it so liberal enough and so loose enough to where basically they can just be dudes all day if they wanted to. These chicks would never play the background like Kevin Samuels once say, sit down and shut the fuck up and be a feminine woman. They can't do it. We've been waiting for this challenge. They can't do it.
Bigger than that. This is bigger than genitalia, right?
No, it is genitalia. It is about a dude who has XYZ, is able to do XYZ and produce XYZ, and you sitting behind him, and he gives you instructions, you do X, Y, and Z. But you live in this you both women, you reptilian ass women will create this hodgepodge. You take bits and pieces of what you like about femininity, what you like about masculinity, and try to create this whole transgender woman. And I'm like, this is not what dudes want.
Absolutely. When we talk about man is mind, woman is heart. And so many of us have guarded, broken, closeted hearts that we do everything from here. And here, as a woman that's been educated, that, like you said, has a degree, here will run out. Here will lie to you. This will never lie to you. But we've been taught not to trust this. We've been taught not to trust our knowing, our intuition. But a man can have a good idea and be brilliant, So we want to have good ideas. But for us, our power is in knowing. And it's in getting that intuition and moving on it. That our power is in what we feel. Not necessarily emotion, but what we feel in our body. But so many of us are out of touch with our body. We'll give our body to somebody else before we really get in touch with it ourselves because we're so busy doing till we don't know how to be. When I talk about feminine energy, again, I'm talking about the grace, the compassion, the humanity. I'm talking about mercy. I'm talking about silence, stillness. I'm talking about flow and movement. I'm talking about speaking from a place of intuitive knowing, love. And that's not the masculine way. The masculine way is justice, structure, power, is control. That's masculine. Feminine is dominion, not control. But most of us...
Notice that frog lip shit, because she knows she can't sit still for nothing.
Of us, I'm in recovery, are control freaks.
She making all those little frog faces, boy. She cannot control herself. She is like, there's an internal war within her head, boy. Those, ooh, boy. If she wanted, she really would have liked to punch that bitch in the face, man. Like that little ratchet hood girl that she's always been keeping quiet. But she's been listening to that Glorilla shit, and it's like, that corporate little AKA girl, it can't handle it.
So it's a whole nother way, a whole nother vibe. She raises her hand. There's a whole nother vibe that we can tap into, that we have to tap into, because the world is dying. This society, this system is coming down. And if we don't step into our power as women, we're going down with it. With the fall of the materialism and the collapse of the systems and the structures. How many women do you know with degrees could live outside and survive for 3 days? On the earth. How many do you know? I know I can. I know what to eat. I know where to find water.
That's fucking cap. And you know what? She might know. I'm pretty sure she's an African priestess. She would know what to do and look for. But the thing is, she can't exercise. I highly doubt she can exercise it. Because once she sees something like a wolf, a bear, she is going to be crying. She's a 50-something-year-old woman. You really think... Put her in one of those... Naked and Afraid shit. Boy, she wouldn't know what to fucking do by the time it rains. Get the fuck out of here, man. Yeah, she might know how to. She may have studied it and know what to do, but she don't have. She might have a little field work into it. She's an older woman. She probably knows how it was like to be in the hot fields for hours. But come on, bro. Let a tiger. Let a bear or a wolf be in her proximity, man. She'd be fucking peeing her pants.
I'm not saying we got to go back to the rustic times of the Wild Wild West.
But that's the standard you're judging men on. And the thing is, there's no way to even field test this shit.
But I'm saying being in contact and in touch with the earth in a way that empowers us. Yes. Take the pants off. Take the pants off. Let your hoo-ha get some air.
A new definition to breathe again, huh, Iyanla? Listen, it's funny you say that. I only can survive the wilderness, and I know for sure, and I actually was able to do it for about 12 days because I was on a CBS reality show called Beyond the Edge that challenged me, though it challenged me to do those things in a way I'd never done before.
Man, she still has zero respect for you dudes.
Before you leave us, I need
And most of those shits are pampered for women anyways. They don't even challenge them properly. So I wouldn't even give a fuck.
ask you about how what you're saying for women to sit in there knowing, be quiet for a minute, shut up and tune into our bodies, tune into our innate knowing, as I hear you say, but how that works alongside feminism. Because you said you're not knocking feminism. You're not saying women cannot be police officers, firefighters, play football, or anything else. But you are saying that this hustle culture has given women a need to feel like we must be in competition with men. Is that
feminism for me? Feminism for me is a political or a social construct, and a woman empowerment as a woman is an internal experience that becomes an external expression. I can be solid in myself as a woman. I may not want to play football or carry a gun on my hip. I may not. But the distinction is I'm not looking to anything outside of myself for my power. Not. And I know that everything is coming to me to stretch, strengthen, grow me into my authentic and original being. And inside, I'm not guarded. I'm not harsh. I'm not brutal. I'm not violent. I'm not violent in my speaking. Women speaking today is so violent toward themselves and toward one another. So I'm not talking about a political construct, the women's movement. I'm talking about the move of women for themselves, within themselves, so that they can be themselves in a completely different way.
It's internal. I hear you. One thing before you leave us, I have to ask one thing about dating. The reality is there are more men right now, Iyanla, on dating apps and seeking partnership than there even are women, contrary to popular belief. And a lot of men say that they're struggling, probably because of what you named earlier, probably because the expectations of many of the women are out of sync with what society is offering at this point in time, blah, 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 blah. How do women adjust our energy so that we are more successful when it comes to dating? If we're looking to date.
Do we just want to date or do we want to be partner? That's
again, like I might as well end this shit like right now. Why the fuck do you need to be someone's partner? A partner is a gay lesbian relationship that is the false equivalent of a marriage. You need to be a wife, a woman who plays the background, the woman that is behind the dude. You guys are still trying to use your fucking narcissism to be better than someone, to be better than the one dude you're dating, which makes no fucking sense. It makes none. Why the fuck do you need to be a partner? Be a wife. What's the point of you being a partner when, according to Iyanla Vanzant, she would date a bus driver? What the fuck? What kind of input would she have? She wouldn't know how to drive a bus. Well, she wouldn't know how to make the routes and memorize them and know all the procedures and how to hook up a wheelchair, a handicapped person onto the bus and then lower the bus and with the hydraulics and do all that shit. She wouldn't know how to do all that. So what input would she do how would she even be a partner in that? That makes no sense. Be a wife.
That's one thing. If you have in your consciousness you want to date, you can date forever because you're going to find something wrong with everybody. But if you want to be partner, my question is, what is your vision? What is it that you see?
The fact that, you will probably be talking to a dude who's damn near 60. Like, if a nigga is not already, like, that vision talk, the ambition talk, that conversation should be dead. By the time you're 25, that conversation should be dead. But again, this is the low default setting that black women have for black men.
Yourself, within yourself, about being in partnership. And are you willing to be in partnership as a woman, or do you want to be a dude having a relationship with a man? And when I say a dude, I mean how you manage yourself, how you talk to men. We gotta stop talking to these men like they're boys. Even if he is driving the bus and he don't own it, or picking up trash, even if he did 7.5 to 15, that doesn't give us a right to use this divine instrument called a throat and a voice to demean somebody. But you know what? If we demean each other, we're going to demean our men. And we have to remember as women that while we, you put a woman, she's got to feed the babies. So she's going to do what has to be done. We have a level of tenacity that many men haven't experienced, particularly men of color, because their genetic memory is that if they're too much, if they're too grown, if they're too big, if they're too smart, they're going to get hung. That's a genetic memory. Yeah. So we have to understand that who they are as men, I don't want to say is fragile or delicate, but it's more sensitive to our mouth. And our mouths are our mouths are out of order. I'm sorry, with each other, but definitely with men. And I'm raising my hand. The only reason I can speak this is because I've lived it. And I knew how my life changed when I shifted from external masculine aggression to an internal knowing where I get my guidance and my direction. It's just different. And most women think it won't work in the world.
Regardless, you'll get the same results. Whether you follow Iyanla or not. It's the same fucking results. Single, no man, God complex.
But look at me. And there are hundreds of me. I'm not alone.
Yeah.
God, and I hope to meet none of them.
Iyanla Vanzant, just eye-opening. When I hear you talk and I hear the themes and even the
but if this was a dude, if this was a dude, she wouldn't even give this nigga airtime. She would play his video for 10 minutes, rant for 8 minutes, and then call it a motherfucking day. But whatever.
It's very Maya Angelou to me. It's very it is very which I intended to be the high compliment that I believe you received it. And none of us are beyond growing and learning, so I deeply appreciate.
But if you niggas, that's gonna be it. If you niggas have the patience to wife these old bras and hope that by the age of 72 they will be feminine, as long as they ain't dead in the grave, good luck motherfucking to you. Grab a passport, bro. Grab your passport. Grab your motherfucking passport.